Yeah. And everything is alright. Jogger. And JC. Let's go. Yeah. Citywide news when I blow the ozone. I leave my mark, yeah, I'm logo loco. Got no style, I'm a polo dodo. These women want rings, but I don't know Frodo. Wake up, sit down, I ain't going to work. If I go get drowned, I'ma go in a hearse. If I don't get found, I'ma go in reverse. I could've sold this out while I was throwing the birds. So don't throw no shade when I park the Gotti. See 3 white girls trying to spark the Bobby. I be rushed up in the paint, boy, it's hard to stop me. Are you a remix or a carbon copy? Like T-Town and we partying hard now. We used to use fakes, but we buy in the bar now. 2020, I'll be up and flying the car down. My eyes roll back, what you trying to start now?
Ride around the town tonight. We feeling good, we feeling right. Do we chase the thrill, live in the light? Do we stay out till the sun don't shine?
Man, this shit ain't working out, but I'm keeping my chin up. But jogger never fall, I don't even fall in love. No, I ain't complaining, that's when everyone give up. The only shot I ever see you making is bitch cup. Oh, damn, who's that dude? Everybody told me trying to do this was a bad move. I've been learning more than I would ever in a classroom. Miracle in nature, all my dogs eating cat food. Holidays, they don't feel like holidays. And I got a little money, but I got a lot of plays. I don't need to ride a wheel, I got a will to dominate. Put it on my Mickey Mantle, I'll be in a Hall of Fame. Took about 3 L's, but I live life large. Send a man up to the moon, you can't touch my stars. Everybody want clothes and like all nice cars, but I ain't sitting on a fence, I want the whole 9 yards.
Ride around the town tonight. We feeling good, we feeling right. Do we chase the thrill, live in the light? Do we stay out till the sun don't shine? Now the lights start flashing, we go crazy. Cameras action, it's our day. See, life's attraction is JNT. Summer's back and it's us, baby. We riding around the town tonight. We feeling good, we feeling right. Do we chase the thrill, live in the light? Do we stay out till the sun don't shine?
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. The date is September 4th. Look at that. We're almost into the fall. Some of us. Some of you, maybe you don't have fall. Maybe you just have beautiful weather all the time, in which case I'm jealous. All right, let's see who's in the chat today. Surprise, surprise, Lolly's on top. Where'd you go, Lolly? You're a champ. You're definitely the champ. Everybody knows Lolly. Like, shout out, Lolly. Lolly gets more hellos than I do. Man, she's the champ here. Lolly, you can do this stream. Aisha, what's up? How you doing? She's back. Medhat's in the house. What's up, Medhat? How you doing as well? Gertz is in the house. What's up, Gertie? Woo! That's an international high five. Mona's in the house. What's up, Mona? How you doing? Wanshay's in the house. How you doing, brother? M's in the house. Hello, M. How you doing? Wafa Wafa. Naryana. What's up, guys? How you doing? Who else we got? LM, new person in the house. What's up, LM? Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. Ahmed, how you doing? Who else we got in here? Who's jumping in? People come in. Videos and more. What's the name of the song? Yeah, so most of the music that I put on here is actually like free music. It's not copyrighted or anything. It's pretty good. There's some pretty good artists out there. So you can check out, if you go to that link and you go to that song, there's like a million other songs that you can check out as well. Pretty awesome. Who else we got here? Maya, yeah, you're all dudettes. You're dudes and dudettes, if I wanted to make it feminine. What else we got here? Saeed's in the house. Saeed? Ashley's in the house. Hello, Ashley Richards. You sound suspicious. I know she's been here before, but she sounds suspiciously like a native speaker. Are you a native speaker, Ashley? I feel like you might be. Aaron Ara, how you doing? Only Humans back. Thank the Lord. It's great to have Only Humans in the house. Vlad's back. What's up, Vlad? Where you been, brother? Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine. How you doing? Long time no see. How are you? I think we're all good. I think we're doing all right. She's probably saying hello to Lolly, of course. Lich King, what's up with you, man? How you doing? Vlade's in the house. What's up, Vlade? Michaele's back. What's up, Michaele? How you doing? The real Brazilian in the house. All right, I think I've said hello to everybody. Yes, yeah, I know you've been there before. And like I said, what's about vacation? What's going on? What's going on with vacation? Well, we're working on that, Gertie. We're working on the vacation. We're working on the dream. Maybe a visit to the Dominican Republic could be great. I hope you have a sofa with my name on it. I would be happy to stay there. We're working on the vacation side. We're making a master plan, a getaway, for sure. That needs to happen. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Vacation. Someday, Gertie, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it. Been working a lot these days. Got thinking. All right, so there we go. Let's jump in, shall we? So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go over here and we're going to look at, let's pull that up. So today we're going to teach you something called reduced participle clauses. Now these are like regular clauses, but they're reduced. Got it? All right, so we're good. We're all done here. We'll see you later. Hello, Mohsin, first time here. It's 2 a.m., but I'm not sleeping watching you. Oh, watching me. Hello, Mona. Hello. Shouldn't you be in bed? Anyways, we're going to learn at reduced participle clauses. So I'm going to try to make it easy for you. We're going to show you the long version, and then we're going to show you the reduced version. And hopefully that will simplify things and show you something that native speakers might do in English. And I appreciate that, Gertie. Thanks. I might just take you up on that. I might just jump. You might just open the door one day and Kent will be there like in his sandals and his beach wear, and he'll be like, hey, Gertie, what's up? Could be me. Okay, so let's go. This is what we're going to look at today. First, we're going to show you how to do it, and then we're going to practice doing it, and then we're going to let you do your thing and make your own sentences. So let's jump in, shall we? Reducing relative clauses. Hold on, everybody. Here we go. So there's 2 ways that you can reduce a relative clause. So maybe, let me just show you. Why don't I show you an example first? Let's look at this one first, and this should make everything more clear. Get out of there. All right, so here we go. This is the sentence. I'll even put it in the chat so you can have a look at it. Come on. Have I ever been to the Dominican Republic before? Actually, I have. We went to the Dominican Republic. Oh yeah, we've been there twice, actually. My brother got married there, and we also went there on a family vacation. And it was cool. I mean, but unfortunately, I didn't feel like I got the real experience there. We stayed in some kind of massive tourist hotel, and we only went into the local city like once or twice. So I don't feel like I got a fair shake in the Dominican Republic. I don't know where it was. Playa? No, that's probably Mexico. The Riviera Maya, does that sound like a place in the Dominican Republic? Very beautiful, really nice, great weather, amazing food, drinks. They also had a drink where you put this bark and you mix it in with the alcohol. Oh, I can't remember, it's got a special name, but it was really interesting. You had wood in the alcohol and you mix it with rum and wine and maybe honey. Anyways, maybe Gertie can tell me the name of that. Hello, Yudhishthira from India, what's up, how you doing? Waffle, what's the relation to the clause? Well, I'm going to show you. Riviera Maya. Oh, that was in Mexico. Then it was Playa del Carmen. It must be Playa del Carmen, I think. Living in Vancouver, I appreciate the advantages and drawbacks of city life. So this is reduced. Whew, it is smaller. So what is the normal sentence? No, it wasn't a mojito. Those are good, though. I do like those. No link. Well, Lale, I can give you the link, but there's as you can see, there's really nothing on the link today. I might put some new vocab on there, but as of right now, we're kind of just going from the document. So I can share the link with you, but I don't know how much stuff is going to get on there. So I'll share it with you right now. So let's go there. Okay. I might just use it for vocab today, so I don't know how much we're going to, because we're kind of doing a little bit of grammar today. So, but anyways, here we go. Give the people what they want. They want a document. There's your document. Take it. All right, here we go. So that's the sentence. Now, what is the normal sentence? I am living in Vancouver is the original. Almost. Aisha, kind of. You're kind of close. So usually it's some kind of complicated grammar. And if you said I am living in Vancouver, it's not complicated. It's kind of normal. The sentence, I appreciate to live in Vancouver, is I appreciate? No, it's not. Think of complicated grammar. What is it? I appreciate? No. I believe, okay, I'm going to help you with this one just to give you the idea of what reduced is. So I believe because I live in Vancouver, I appreciate Yeah, and as is another way to say because, so exactly the same, so that works. And there we go. I believe this is what they're trying to say. Sometimes it's actually confusing what they're trying to say because I didn't write the sentence, so I don't know what that person is trying to say sometimes. But I believe in this one, it's probably because I live in Vancouver, I appreciate the advantages and the drawbacks of city life. Okay, so that's one. All right, let me give you another one. So let's try this one. Same thing, same idea. Wait, no, I don't want to give you too many because we're going to do this later. So why don't I show you what's possible, and then we'll come back and we'll try to do these ones, and we'll try to extend them, and we'll try to put them, no, you know, that kind of thing. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to go here. So I'm going to try to show you as big as possible. Sometimes we can use an ing form. And if you looked at the sentence we did already, if you look at this one, we did use an ing form, right? So here's the ing that we're talking about, living in Vancouver. So sometimes we use this. So let's take a look at why we use that. So number one, we use an ing form. The ing form can replace both defining and non-defining relative clauses with an active verb. So this is different grammar than we just did, but I'm going to show you that there's some good examples. Hello, Anas. How you doing? So we're getting geeky right now. We're getting a little bit nerdy with grammar. So an ing form can replace both a defining and a non-defining relative clauses. A relative clause, right? The guy who, the car which, or the guy, comma, who I met yesterday, comma, right? So those were relative clauses. So let's take a look at some reduced relative clauses. So let's take a look at number one. So here's number one. And number one says this: the people who were sitting at the back couldn't see or hear anything. That's the reduced sentence. No, sorry, that's the normal sentence. That's the normal one. Okay, you see this is a relative clause. The people who were, right? So this is your relative clause, really. Come on, button. Ugh, annoying. This is the relative clause. Who were sitting at the back. The people couldn't see or hear anything. That's sentence number one. And sentence number two is they were sitting at the back, but we just combine them. So so hopefully you know this, because if you don't know that, it's going to be tough. So now, what we have here, what are we going to do? We're going to reduce that. Now, how can we reduce that? All we do is this. We put this here. The people sitting at the back couldn't see or hear anything. So what did I delete? It's pretty easy. So basically, you take these three and you change them. So the who, gone. The where, gone. But we keep the verb. And we keep the verb. Now, this verb is in the ing already, so that's convenient. But sometimes the verb is not in the ing. So for example, the people who sit at the back couldn't see or hear anything. And I would also change that. I would say the people sitting at the back. So even if it's sit, I can still change it to sitting. So sometimes we take a normal verb and we make it to an ing verb. Why? Why do we do that? Because the verb is active. So we can reduce sentences using ing when the verbs are active. And when I say active, I mean normal, like a normal sentence. The man runs, the man ran, I listen. Those are normal, not the man was taken. That's a passive sentence. So when the sentence is normal, generally we can use a gerund, correct? We can use an ing verb and we can reduce it. Okay? But it is a defining clause, yes, and it's a defining clause. But it says we can also do it with non-defining ones. So we're going to look at a few examples, and I think they do give an example here, or maybe they don't. Let's try another one here. All right, here's another one. So here's the first sentence. Here's the normal sentence. The people who I was sitting beside, the people who I was sitting beside, that sounds weird, at the back couldn't see or hear anything. So that's the normal sentence. Okay, so now we're going to take this normal sentence and we're going to reduce it. Now, how do we reduce it? Same way. Now, again, they're using an ing. I don't know why there's an ing verb here. It should show you some other varieties, but anyways, there is. So, who I was sitting beside. This is basically the relative clause. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take who, it's gone. We're going to take was, It's gone. We're going to take sitting, we're going to keep that because we need an ing verb, and then it's going to become this. The people sitting. So who were? Gone. And we just keep the verb sitting in an ing form. Okay, so the people sitting beside at the... Wait a second, there's a problem there. The people who I was sitting beside at the back couldn't see or hear anything. The people sitting beside... Ooh, it's a little different, yeah. Who? You kind of need that. People sitting beside. Interesting, yeah. In this particular sentence, it's a little bit weird because it's less clear. The first sentence is definitely more clear. The people who I was sitting beside. But in the second one, it says the people sitting beside at the back. That's a little weird. Maybe not the best example, but this is what we do, and we do it all the time. Exactly. Beside me would be a little bit more clear, right? So maybe you would just keep the me, you would put a me in there. But anyways, we do this, and yes, correct, who I was, we generally delete. And again, if I said the people who sit beside me at the back, that would be okay. And I could also say the people sitting beside me at the back, and that would be okay. So again, we can reduce, and it's all cool. The meaning has changed in that sentence, but a lot of the time the meaning doesn't really change too much. So it really depends on the sentence. The question is really, do you need that I? If you need that I, then yeah, I agree, the meaning is changed. But if you don't need the I, then maybe the meaning doesn't change. You know what I mean? Let's try another one. We'll do some examples. I think you'll get a feel for it. Not everything works out perfectly, obviously, so you wouldn't do it all the time, but a lot of situations, it's all good. So let's try another one. Now, rule number 2. If the relative clause contains a passive verb, this is important. If there's a passive verb, the man was taken, the man was seen, the man was arrested, or the man was given, or whatever. If there's a passive verb, passive sentence, both the relative pronoun and the auxiliary verb can be omitted. Let me show you what I mean. So here we go. Let's take a look at this normal sentence. If you're talking about the first sentence, yeah, I agree, Gertie, the meaning does change. So maybe it's the I. Maybe it's the I that's weird. And maybe instead of the I, we have to put the me, and then it's clear. Ugh. Again, maybe it's not always a perfect system to take one sentence and reduce it. Maybe some sentences we don't reduce because of that reason, because it changes the meaning. But sometimes we can do it, and it's all good. So let's try this one. The area which was chosen for redevelopment runs along the Fraser River. Hey, that's by my house, because I live in New West, and that's exactly that river. Very nice. And they are redeveloping it. So here's a sentence. So this one should be easier because we have which was. All right? So now we have to reduce that. How can we reduce this sentence? The area which was chosen for redevelopment runs along the Fraser River. Now, similar to the other one, what should we delete? Which words should we delete? Which and was, correct, are deleted. Good. So what do we do here? Basically just take the which right there and the was and get rid of it, and they're gone. And now we got a good sentence with my head in the way. We got a good sentence, right? And it's reduced. And why do we do this? Why do we reduce sentences? Is it because we're bored in English? I don't know. It's probably to speak faster. That's probably the reason that this happened, because why do we have to say which and was and all these words? Maybe we can speak quickly. So maybe this would be great for speaking. It's also good for any kind of academic test, IELTS writing, FCE, CAE, PTE, CELPIP, all those tests. That's still useful grammar. That's high-level grammar. So if you use that and you use it correctly, you get more points. That would help you on a test. If you don't know how to do it, be careful, don't use it on tests. But this is another way to reduce relative clauses, save you some time, speak faster. You've probably seen people doing it, but you didn't know it was being done, but you can. So is it better to use reduced phrases? I don't think there's a preference, Lolly. You do whatever you want. You want to reduce it? Great. You don't want to reduce it? No problem. I think just the only thing I can tell you is that native speakers, once you get to a high level, maybe native speakers naturally start doing this. It's just, maybe it's faster, and that's the whole reason that they do it. They just want to speak. You want to get information out quickly. It's probably just to save time. There's no other reason. Why else would you do it? Why would you take all this grammar and just like smush it together? Save time, I guess. We like to speak quickly. Only relative clause comes the same subject. How do we know if the sentence is past or present? Oh, good question. So I guess the rest of the sentence has to determine if the sentence is going to be present or not. So for example, let's take a look at this one. So the area which was chosen for redevelopment runs. Okay, that's an interesting one because actually this has two kinds. So we have was is in the past and runs is in the present, like it does every day. So let's see, does it create a problem? The area which was chosen for redevelopment, the area chosen, no, it doesn't create a problem because, because we use the past no, you're right. It does create a problem because this past participle isn't necessarily past. Sorry, this is really nerdy. The area chosen for redevelopment. I don't know. Maybe the fact that the chosen for redevelopment, you could say the area which is going to be chosen for redevelopment runs along the Fraser River, or the area which was chosen for redevelopment. And you can kind of use either. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe that information is not, the time doesn't matter, and so we don't have to say. Like maybe people guess. We just guess that it was chosen in the past. Maybe it's clear. Maybe you look at the sentence, like the area chosen for redevelopment runs along the Fraser River. Maybe it just sounds like past. So maybe we just guess, or maybe it's not really important, and maybe that's why we do it. Because the main verb is run. Yeah, you're right. So the main verb is run, which is present. But definitely if you say chosen, the chosen could be future, will be chosen, it could be past, it could be was chosen. It does not change the tense. It's just a style. Run is the main verb, so it must be kept in the same tense. Yeah, I guess that's it, right? Because run is, the main sentence is not the relative clause. The main sentence is, the relative clause helps to identify the main sentence. So I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it's not really important for understanding the sentence. I guess that's the best way. All right, so now let's take a look at a few other examples. We're going to look at participle clauses used as adverbs. Oh, very confusing words. So let's try another one. Participle clauses are often used as adverbials. Okay, and adverbials modify verbs. They change verbs. They are describing how something was done. Okay, so let's take a look at a participle clause. And again, this is nothing new. This is just using the ing in different positions. So let's take a look at this one. So we're going to start with at the same time. All right, let's take a look at this one. We sat on the bench waiting for the bus to arrive. Okay. So now they didn't really give both examples here. That's too bad. They should have given both because sometimes it's difficult. All right, I think we got this one. So what is the main sentence here? Oh no, Newton. Unfortunately, buddy, I cannot tell you what a relative clause is today. I can only show you that relative clauses were these ones. We're unfortunately this is a little bit advanced today. So that's a relative clause. Sentences using which and who and where. Those are relative clauses. So what we're doing today is we're taking relative clause sentences and we're shrinking them, making them smaller. All right, let's try another one. At the same time. So here's another one. Let's take a look at this one and let's break it down. So we sat on the bench waiting for the bus to arrive. Okay. Now, what is the full sentence? Great question, because I don't know. I didn't write the sentence, but I can probably guess what the full sentence is. I'm going to guess that the full sentence is we sat on the bench while we were waiting for the bus to arrive. I'm thinking that's the real sentence. So all they did was they just reduced it, and instead they took the while, they took the we, and they took the were, and they got rid of it, and they just keep the waiting. So again, it's a what did they call it? A participle clause, right? Present participle clause. Okay. What's the difference between the ing and the ed? Well, remember, Vlad, the ed is passive. And the ing is normal. It's an active sentence. So that's why while we were waiting, not while we were given. That's an ed. That's the ed. While we were taken, that's the ed. While they were seen, that's the ed. So the ed and the ing, if it's an ed, the ed ones, sorry, it's not an ed one. It's actually a past participle one. That's really confusing. But anyways, if you see taken or seen or given or ed, that's probably a passive sentence. If you don't see those, then it's a normal sentence, and you use the ing. Little confusing, but yeah. Let's try another one, shall we? I think the more you do it, the more you'll get the idea. Yeah, past participles are the passive sentences. So let's try one more. I was so tired last night that I went to bed wearing my shoes. And again, this sounds similar to the other one, doesn't it? So what do you think is the normal sentence? You tell me, what's the normal sentence? This is the short sentence, and you expand it, and you tell me what the normal sentence is. What do you think? Any guesses? No, everyone's given up. I was so tired. Don't worry, I'm here. Last night that I went to bed. I don't think. No, so that I went to bed is not reduced. That's normal. It's the wearing my shoes. That's the part that's reduced. So what is it? How come that? Because you can use, Narayana, you can use that or which when you have when you have the two different nouns, you have the I after that, then you can use that. No, you can use that. When you use a defining relative clause, no commas, you can use that or which or that or who. All are correct. That is good for speaking. Okay, correct. I think Denise has it. Aisha's got one. Having been so tired last night, I went to bed wearing my red shoes. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, that's correct. So you use two. Actually, Aisha, you use two reduced clauses to make your sentence, and that's good. That is considered a relative pronoun. Yes, it is a relative pronoun. Okay, so the real sentence is while I was wearing, Denise had it, my shoes. This is the normal sentence, right? So again, we just reduced it. Okay, so far so good. Let's try another one. So those ones are pretty easy. So again, these ones are a lot of while. So and that makes sense. At the same time, what's another way to say at the same time? While. So all of those sentences use while because there were two things happening at the same time. Yesterday, while I was walking in the park, listening to my... No, M, so you're not finished your sentence. You would have to say, while I was walking in the park, listening to my MP3 player, comma, I saw a bird. Or, you know what I mean? So your sentence is not finished. So the grammar is good in the first part, but you didn't finish the sentence, so the overall grammar is bad. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. All right, let's try another one. Let's look at because. Sometimes we use these. So again, you can see we use it for any grammar. We'll use it with because, we'll use it with while, we use it with non-defining relative clause. We just reduce. Why? I don't know. It's faster, I guess. So let's take a look at another one. So this one, we use the ing, the present participle, at the beginning of the sentence, not in the middle like the other ones. So what is the normal sentence here? Listening to music in my headphones, I could not hear, well, I think I've given you the answer. Yeah, sorry, the answer's at the top. Because, correct. The answer is because. Because I was listening. Hello, Maria. Yeah, there you go. Good. So again, I don't have to say because I was listening. I can just say, get rid of because, get rid of I, get rid of was, and you just keep listening. And remember, it doesn't have to be ing. You could say because I listened, ed. I can still get rid of those and change it to ing. Because I listened to music, listening to music, it's the same. So as long as it's an active sentence, then you can do it. If we don't want that, what should we do? If we don't want what, Saeed? You don't want to do this grammar? Fair enough. Then you don't have to. You don't have to do this grammar. I'm just trying to show you, sometimes we do this in English, and native speakers might do it regularly. So just be aware that this grammar exists. Yeah, why do we have to? Yeah, you don't, remember, it's just to speak faster. It's complicated grammar. If you're doing a test, it might look good if you know how to use that kind of grammar. But again, not necessary. But native speakers might use it. So if you just see something weird and you're like, what's going on here? That's grammar that exists. That's basically it. All right, let's move on to another one. Let's see, what does this say here? Oh, okay. To focus on the completion. All right, now here's another one. To focus on the completion, the finishing of an action, we need to use a perfect participle. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Having plus PP. So when we want to talk about an action which is completed, now we're going to use a different grammar. Whee! This is fun. As I was listening to music in my headphones, yes, MJ Shahid, that works well. But you got to finish that sentence, right? All right, let's try this one. Good luck. You might not have fun with this one. Having seen the movie 2 nights ago, I decided to refuse their invitation to see it again. All right, now, what is the sentence here? Now, I have to think about this one. And I think I got it. Yes, I got it. Okay, I'm good. Teachers got it. So what is this one? Now, this one's hard because I believe there's actually 2 different types of grammar in here. Having seen the movie 2 nights ago, I decided to refuse their invitation to see it again. It's not have seen, Lolly, because remember, have is present. And this one says completed action. So it cannot be present, can it? Right? Well, sorry, it could be present, but it's not in this situation. There's 2 times here. Now, which are the 2 times? One of them is not. One of them's past, and the other one is also past. I'll give you that hint. So now you have to think about which grammar do we use in English to talk about 2 past times. What do you think? Might have to help you with this one. This one's pretty hard. 2 past times in English. When do we use 2 past times? Having seen the movie 2 nights ago, later, also in the past, I decided to refuse their invitation. Oh, I think I'm going to, no answers coming in. Do we got it? Past perfect. Thank you, Only Human. Very nice. Hey, y'all. Hey, Catch Bro. What's up? Okay. What's this? Narayan's got a question. Saying, I got your question. He said this wrong, but I think you should feel. Yeah? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to help you out with this one. It's hard. It is because, again, but we also need had seen the movie. That's the normal sentence. Because I had seen. So in that sentence, the action is finished. First action, I had seen the movie. Later, I decided, second past action, I decided to refuse their invitation. So those ones have 2 past actions. First one is the past perfect, and the second one is the past simple. So that's why that's like that. So we use this grammar, having seen, having given, having gone, having studied, having finished, having plus a past participle to talk about completed past actions. Let's try one more. Let's try this one. Having seen, yeah, that would work, yeah. Having seen is correct. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not correct. It's good. I'm saying that this is reduced. So I wanted to know what is the normal sentence because having seen is reduced. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to figure out what is the, no worries, man. No worries, Catchbro. Get some sleep, buddy. It's pretty late to be watching English channels. I totally agree with you, man. Get some sleep. Lolly, because I had made a reservation. That probably is the answer, yeah. Having made a reservation because I had made a reservation 2 hours earlier, we arrived at the restaurant. Boom, exactly. So again, that's an example. Again, this is pretty hard stuff, and it's not going to come naturally. It takes a little practice, but that's what it is. Because we watch TV. Yeah, okay. So, and I think you can use it. So these are past perfect simple examples. I believe you can also use it with the past simple example. Because we watched TV, we decided to go to bed. Having watched TV, we decided to go to bed. Yeah, you can. So you can use it with the past perfect simple, or you can just use it with the normal past simple as well. As long as the action's completed in the past, you are okay to go. All right, yes, Maya, you got it as well. Maria, yes, correct. Ahmed, you got it. All right, how are we doing here? Whew. Whew, we got a lot. Okay, I might skip after because you get it, right? After I entered the office, John Oh. Ooh, this one's weird. Entering the office, John was greeted. I would say having entered the office. That would make more sense to me. Having entered the office, because we talked about completed action, John was greeted by his co-workers. Yeah, because we just learned that the past should be used. So I don't know if I would use entering the office, John was. I mean, it makes sense to me. It totally sounds good. But doing the rules we just did, I don't know if I would say that. Entering the office. When he enters the office? No. I would say having entered the office, John was greeted by his coworkers. But that is also possible. I would stick with the rules that you learned. Okay, I'm going to try not to confuse you. Here we go. This is all good. After he took a shower and ate breakfast, the man left home. Sure, that's cool. Having taken a shower, right? So that's the same. After he had entered the office, no, not had entered, Gertie, but just entered. Because greeted by the coworkers and entering the office are basically the same time, so we use past simple, past simple. If the times are very different, we would use past perfect simple and past simple, but those times are not very different, so past simple, past simple. So after he entered, past simple, the office, he was greeted, past simple. That one. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Whoa, man, there's so many here. Whew. Okay, let's see. So that, with the result that. So this, no, I'm going to skip that one for you because I don't think that one is, that might have a problem. You forgot to go, so yeah, I'm going to skip that one. Let's skip. Let's go to if. If, here we go. This is one you can use as well. Worn with red shoes. Those jeans would look really good on you. Cool. So that's the short sentence. That's the reduced sentence. What is the normal sentence? Worn. So again, think about what you learned earlier about past participles. Maybe you, Vlad, entering the office, and they meant past continuous. No, Vlad, like I said, that previous one, I have a problem with that sentence. For me, I wouldn't say that. For me, for this sentence, I would say having entered the office because the action's completed. So to me, it makes sense to say having entered the office. So I wouldn't say entering the office. Yeah, that's just a weird one. So that's the way I would do it. It makes sense to me done that way, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not comfortable with that. How about this one? Worn with red shoes. What is the normal sentence? Those jeans would look really good on you if the shoes are worn with red shoes. I think Aaron's got it correct. If those jeans were worn, and there's your past participle. So not if she worn, but if they were worn. Were worn is a passive sentence. If those jeans were worn with red shoes, they would blah, blah, blah. That's what the sentence would probably look like if it was long. If those jeans were worn by you, passive sentence, right? And then you could use it. Now, okay, and here's another one. This one's a little trickier. So it's the same idea. It's a conditional, but the conditional is not at the beginning of the sentence. It's actually in the middle. So what is the normal sentence? In my opinion, fish tastes better. Correct. Nice one, Aisha. If it is cooked. Correct. Lolly. Very nice. Boom. That's how I cookied it. Okay, so there we go. So it's there. So again, the feel for it. If it's passive, reduce it. If it's active, reduce it. Boom, reduce, and then you're all good. Okay, what else we got here? Now, when using participle clauses, ing verbs, we have to be careful about the passive. Yes, probably. Instead of using past participles, we use, yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, got that. I think we did this already. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. Oh, can we do this one? Oh, you're gonna hate this one. This one's horrible. Good luck. Okay, take that one. So this one actually has both. It's got two different rules in it. It's got the one rule where we talked about completed actions, and then it's got the other rule we talked about using past participles, passive sentences. So good luck. Take that one and break it down, break it down into a normal. It's so not cool on this channel. No dancing on grammar. No dancing when you're teaching grammar. Take it and break it down. Ooh, look at you, Pikachu. Aaron's on it. Very nice, buddy. Because, yeah, I think you got it. Oh, not has been given, Vlad. Had, I believe it's had been given, because remember the action's completed. Because she had been given a ticket for speeding, she returned home in embarrassment. Correct. Because, so, Aaron had it because she had been given. Da 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 da. Right? Very nice. So that's hard. That's a hard one because it's the completed action. You have to say having gone, having seen, it's done, it's done, it's done. And then you had to use a past participle. Having been given. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a hard one. But anyways, having done or having made. What kind of sentence are they? So those having done, yeah, so having done or having made, those are reduced, what do they call them? So they're reduced present participle clauses. Yeah, I think that was what this was called. Let me go up for a second. Yeah, reduced, they're called reduced participle clauses. And we have past participles, and the one you're talking about, Said, is so it's a reduced present participle clause. Okay, so there's different types of participles. There's ing and there's an ed or past participles. Really confusing to explain. Okay, I think it's time for you to do some work. I think you've already done quite a bit of work, but let's do. So now we're going to go back up to these sentences. We've looked at a bunch, and now you need to produce. It's time for you to produce. Okay, so here's sentence number 1. Are all those sentences possible if the subject is the same? Let's see. Because the building was destroyed by the fire, the house was rebuilt. No, the subjects do not have to be the same, Vlad. They can be different. The man confidently gave his presentation, being closely watched, while he was closely. Ooh, no, that one's the same, but I don't think it's necessary. I think you can have different subject. Oh, or maybe it's not. Hold on, Vlad. Maybe you're right. Let's take a look. Let's try it again. Because if you wear those jeans with red shoes, those jeans would look really good. He forgot to call his wife, making her extremely angry once again. No, that one wasn't a good one. That was a weird one. Entering the office, because he and John. Yeah, you're right. The subjects do seem to be the same. Seems like the subjects are the same. Not exactly. They're not the same. Because, having seen the movie 2 nights ago, you could say, for example, because we saw the movie 2 nights ago, I decided to refuse your invitation. It's not. I don't think it's a requirement that the subjects are the same. But it just seems common. It just seems like it's a normal thing. But I don't think it's necessary that the subjects are the same. Or is it? Or would it not be clear if the subjects were different? That's a good question. Having been given a ticket for speeding. You know what? Without investigating further, Vlad, I think you're right. I think the subjects do need to be the same. Because if we reduce it, it wouldn't make sense if you didn't have the same subject. The sentence would be unclear. So I believe you're right. Only Human seems to agree that subjects need to be the same. That's good insight. Good thing to explain as well. Okay, so let's go back here. Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. All right, so let's try this one. What was the answer here? So the sentence is this. So please reduce, take this one. Can you expand it? What is it trying to say? I cut myself putting paper into the printer. So what is the sentence trying to say? What would be the long answer? And I guess the other thing would be I give you some sentences and you reduce them. That would be the other way to do this, right? What is the normal sentence here? Let's see what else we got here. While I was putting, yeah, while I was, is that it? Okay, you don't have to, so again, you don't have to change the position. You could say, I cut myself. I think you got it though, Aaron. While I was putting paper into the printer. Correct, Saeed, you got it as well. That all makes sense, right? I cut myself because, yeah, and again, that's the thing. It depends. Is it your sentence, or if that was my sentence, would I say I cut myself because I was putting paper into the printer? Or would I say I cut myself while I was putting paper into the printer? Sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes we don't really know. I guess it depends on you. I guess people guess, and they're just like, okay, because, while. Is it the same? It's kind of similar, right? So maybe people just do it and just kind of like figure it out. Just figure out what the meaning is. Okay, let's try that. Okay. All right, so we got a little bit of time. Maybe it's your turn. Let's get you guys to make some reduced participles. So we got these options. So I would like you to make a reduced. Okay, so I would like you guys to make a reduced participle clause using because. Okay, that's your job. So go ahead. I want you to make a sentence, any sentence you want. You have to use because, but you cannot use because. You have to reduce it. So for example, I would say, because I did this. Okay, because I working so hard, I decided to take a vacation. That's my sentence, and that I'm using because my normal sentence would be because I work so hard, I decided, and that's okay. I can do that. To take a vacation. So that's my sentence. What would you write? What would you do for yours? Because I worked so hard, I decided to take a vacation. Yeah, that works fine. Working so hard, I decided to take a vacation. So I reduced it. I didn't say because. I used my own words. So I'd like you guys, if you can make your own sentence reduced using because, but you don't have to say because you reduce it, and then you're good. Having my work done helped me be happy. Because my work was done helped me be happy. Yeah, I think that's good, Saeed. Because my work was done. Having my work done. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Lolly, because I had lost my key, I couldn't enter the house. Having lost my key, boom, nice one, Lolly. All good there. Only human, living in Yemen, I can't achieve my dreams. Oh, that's tough, only human. Living in Yemen, yeah, that's a rough one. But good sentence. Shahid, because of my love for English, I'm watching your video at 3:15 a.m. I appreciate that, Shahid. That's very late to be hanging out and watching English channels. Okay. What else we got here? Narayana's going, not studying well, so I failed. So let me correct yours, Narayana. Not studying well, I failed. That's what you don't need so I failed. So because I didn't study. And again, are you talking about the past? Because if you said because I didn't study well, I failed, I might take that one and say having not studied well. That's what I would do because I want that action to be completed. I might say that. That might be better, right? Because the action's finished. You didn't study well, so you failed. So having not studied well, I failed. Okay, what else we got here? Aaron's got another one. Having finished doing my homework, I went to bed. Boom. Okay, nice. Let's try another one. Let's try with if. Okay, next one. Your next job is to make a sentence with if. So I was in there waiting for you. Where were you? Oh, what's going on, Saeed? Are you asking me a question? Let's see here. So if I do if I hadn't, oh man. Let's see. If I were, what can I say? English something. If I were you, no. If I had $1 million. Yeah, there we go. If I had $1 million, I would buy you a boat full of cookies. Now I want to change that one. Having $1 million. Now, do I want to use, so this one's tricky because it's conditionals. So having $1 million, I would buy you. That would be okay. Could I say having had? Having had a million? No, it's not a completed action. It's a present action. So having $1 million, I would buy you a boat full of cookies. Shahid, having finished my homework, having finished my homework, no doing, I went to bed. Do you think, yeah, I agree. Doing is not necessary. You don't need it. It's good without. Because I finished my homework, I went to bed. Good sentence. So no doing, we're good. Because hearing was difficult, I put on, no putted, just put. I put my headphones on, or I put on my headphones. Both of those are good. Okay, nice. Does anyone have one with if? Having $2 million, I would give you one. You'd give me $1 million? That's amazing, Aaron. I like you. I like you already. Is that good? If I had $2 million, I would give you one. Yeah, sure, that works. Salua, completing my studies, I will have a job. So are you doing a if sentence, Salua, or are you doing a when sentence? Because you could also do when. When I complete my studies, I will have a job. Completing my studies, I will have a job. Ooh. No, we'd probably say after completing my studies would be better, right? After completing my studies, I will have a job. That would sound better because we need this kind of idea of future. What else we got here? Waiting because of you, an X. Well, not sure. Sorry, Saeed, not sure what's going on. Gotten outside Yemen, I would achieve my dream. Getting outside. So remember, if is not past, it's a present idea. Even if the grammar's past, it's a present idea. So getting outside Yemen, I would achieve my dreams. If I get outside Yemen, I would achieve my dreams. Well, only human, maybe you gotta go. Maybe that should be your goal. Maybe your goal should be, if you feel so passionately about leaving and going somewhere else, I think you should go for it because life is too short. That's my opinion. Easier said than done. I know it's not easy to do these things, but I believe if you really have a goal, I think you gotta go for it, man. If you feel like you're not in the right place, go find your place. Go out there and find it. Pace. Having woken up early this morning, I would be able to get to English class on time. If I had woken up early this morning, having woken up early. Yeah, I think that's correct. Having woken up early this morning, I would be able to get to English class on time. Having woken up early. Yeah, I think it's correct. I think you're right. See, it's tricky even for me, like breaking these down. If it's not my sentence, it's hard to think, like, what is that person trying to say? Lolly, if I had studied harder at school, I would be able to speak English having studied harder at school. Yeah, that works. Hello, how you doing? Maria, having $1 million, I would buy you a cottage at the seaside. Oh, that's nice. Make sure it's full of cookies, Maria. I like cookies. If I had $1 million, yeah, that works. Having $1 million, because remember, the if is the present idea, so we use having, not having had. If I took a vacation, I would be happy with my friends. So again, Ayan, you can take this and you can say, taking a vacation, I would be happy. If I took, I would be happy with my friends. Taking a vacation, I would be happy with my friends. Or taking a vacation with my friends, I would be happy. That would make sense. Aisha's got one. Waking up a bit earlier, I would catch the first train. Correct. If I woke up earlier, I would catch the first train. Hello, Kent Late. My name's Kent Hatchkowski, not Kent Late, Calvin. Get it right, man. Anyways, Calvin, you can come in. You can try to catch what we're doing here, but I'll be honest with you, it's going to be pretty tricky to catch up. Vlad, how often do you use such sentences in everyday life? Me, as a native speaker, Vlad, probably pretty often. I don't think about it because, I've only thought about it now that you've asked me that question. So let's see. Let's look at a couple examples. What might I say in an everyday life? Yeah, we could use these ones quite often. But actually, I think the other thing, and now that I look at these, entering the office, John was greeted by his coworkers. It sounds like writing. It sounds like a book. So probably most of this would be used in like some kind of creative writing. But you could use it. Say, having done this and done that, I decided to go home. So it's like you're narrating. It sounds like you're narrating somebody's life, and it could be narrating your own life. And so maybe I tell you a story about my Friday night. So I said, so having seen 2 movies on Friday night, we thought it was enough. So yeah, it sounds like you're narrating the events that happened to somebody. But this one is not this one's really normal. We sat on the bench waiting for the bus to arrive. That one's super normal. We would say that anytime. Oh yeah, I sat on the bench waiting for the bus. I wouldn't say I sat on the bench while I was waiting for the bus. You could, but again, it's too low. It's too slow. I want to tell you exactly what I did, but I want to speed it up. So we sat on the bench waiting for the bus to arrive. Boom. So we do use some of this really in everyday life as well. We kind of do both. All right, how we doing? I would have done if you'd let me. Not sure. Not sure about that one, Saeed. Maria, if I took a vacation, I would go to Ireland. Taking a vacation. So again, you got to reduce that, Maria. So you go taking a vacation. I would go to Ireland, and that sounds great. Ireland sounds really lovely. I've been there before. It's quite nice. And Shahid, just as he entered the office, John was greeted by his coworkers. Having entered the office, he was greeted by his coworkers. All right, and I think that's basically everything. We kind of did because, we kind of did if. The topic is reduced. It's pretty heavy, Calvin, I'll be honest with you. I think if I were you, I would go back and watch that lesson again. This one's pretty hard. It's called reduced participle clauses. Present participle and past participle. You probably have no idea what I'm saying. But anyways, go back and watch the video. You might be able to pick up a little bit how to do it. It's tricky stuff. It's basically taking long sentences, making them shorter. So it's not that tricky, but it does take some practice. All right, are there any others that we can do after? We could do one with after. Well, I'm probably going to run out of time here. So I think we're going to cut it there for today. It is really tricky sometimes. And again, remember, why are you learning English? Are you learning English to pass a test? Are you learning English, to travel? Are you learning it for your job? I mean, for you guys as English speakers, do you need this grammar all the time? Probably not, but if you get better, once you get up to a really good level, you might start using it. Some of it is useful, right? Like some of these ones we did here were pretty good. The people sitting at the back couldn't see or hear anything. Yeah, we say that all the time in English, so it's good to know that sentence is a reduced sentence. The people who were sitting at the back, yeah, we do that all the time. So we just don't say who and we don't say were, we just say sitting. So I guess it is really useful to know some of these, especially in the middle of the sentence. Having it done talks about which time. Having it done. So if the sentence having it done probably means because I had it done, which means past, like it was done before. Because I had it done sounds like a past perfect idea or a past simple idea. Well, had it done is a past perfect idea. I had it done. No, it's a past simple idea. Anyways, it's past. That's what I should say. See, it's confusing. It's more confusing to explain. I'm trying to simplify this. It's sometimes the best way is to look at sentences and break them down, like make them up, dun 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 dun. Actually, I need to pass the TASC, so this helps. Okay, well there you go. You know, learn a few easy ones, and just like boom, boom, learn how to throw them in there, and it might. These are relative clauses, and relative clauses get you more points when you do an English test for speaking or for writing, both. So if you can throw a few of those in there quickly and easily and comfortably, naturally, don't force them in there, then you'll probably get a little bit of a better grammar score overall, as long as you don't have too many mistakes. Okay, too many mistakes, then grammar score will not go above here. You will get here, but you won't get here. Learn what your mistakes are and start to reduce them. Definitely, I have to watch again and again to get this concept. Yes, you might have to watch. Yeah, it could be a good idea to rewatch one more time. It's tricky. But remember, all we're doing is once you learn, oh yeah, I take this, and I throw them away, then it's going to get faster. Or if I take this and this, I throw them away, and I take this word, I might change it. Once you learn that a few times, you'll be like, okay, I got this. So go back, watch it again, check it out, improve your English, and you will be amazing. Shahid, last one. The lady who is living next door is lovely. Can it be reduced? Yes, the lady living next door is lovely. Correct. You've done it, Shahid. You've done it, man. That's a high five through the screen. You got it. You reduced it. So who is living changes to living. Easy. Success. I feel like a success. Thank you, Shahid. And anyone else who made a good sentence, thank you for making a good sentence. And if you haven't gotten it yet, don't worry. It's cool, man. You got time. You got time to learn. Go back, watch it again. This is kind of difficult grammar, so don't feel bad if you didn't really get it. You're close, I can tell you. That's it for me. I'm out of here, guys. As usual, have an amazing day. Have an amazing Wednesday. Thank you for staying up late and hanging out with me in your pajamas. And we'll be back tomorrow for another wonderful edition. Mwah! Big kiss, hug, all that stuff. See you tomorrow, everybody. Have an amazing day. Go to bed. Bye-bye.
Drama
You clench your
Battalion.
fist, she gives you a hug. Tell you she loves you, but you've been drinking too much. But you don't quit, instead you rather fuss and take it to the point to where she can't get up. And it makes you feel sick, it breaks your heart, 'cause you never meant for it to go this far. Plus you got a kid who has to live with the scars and can only see you whenever there's bars. I need a medic, yeah, I need a medic. Give me a medic, yeah, call me a medic.
She said I ain't seen him laugh in a long time. Seems life abandoned him to the wrong side. Remember the night they split and we all cried. I think for certain a large part of my heart died. They brought me up thinking life was rainbows and sunshine. Grew up to find that time proves that they all died. For so long, convinced ourselves we were all fine. But the night he came back at 3 a.m. again was the last time. Alcohol consuming his breath. Mom said, don't you think of taking a step in this house? Told you last time one more time and you're out. So what now? Is our family worth less to you than a night blacking out? Slammed the door, and then she dropped to the floor. Tears streaming down her face, said I can't do it no more. Said I tried to be strong for you, keep the family together. But it's healthier this way, and in the end we'll be better.
You clench your fist, she gives you a hug. Tell you she loves you, but you've been drinking too much. But you don't quit, instead you rather fuss and take it to the point to where she can't get up. And it makes you feel sick, it breaks your heart, 'cause you never meant for it to go this far. Plus you got a kid who has to live with the scars and can only see you whenever there's bars. I need a medic, yeah, I need a medic. Give me a medic, yeah,
said, don't you worry, no, that won't be us. She said, I'd like to know that, but there's not much I trust. It's confusing cause I used to know their love that was, and it all went downhill in just a matter of months. She said, you grow up fast when your fantasies die, and nothing comes of wishing on the stars in the sky. What if it runs in my genes? What if I do it to you? Your heart's been broken before, don't let me be the next bruise. I said, what if the stars brought us together to bring your fantasies back? And you're a beautiful soul, why you been thinking like that? You're not like that. Seen it in many a chats. You're your own damn person, you are not your dad. He made mistakes and you learn from them. I've made my mistakes, you're what I earned from them. So we both know what love can be, so let's bring back the fantasies. Grab my hand, we're right where we're supposed to be.
You clench your fist, she gives you a hug. Tell you she loves you, but you've been drinking too much. But you don't quit, instead you rather fuss and take it to the point to where she can't get up. And it makes you feel sick, it breaks your heart, 'cause you never meant for it to